You will never be here again. Don't know where you're watching this right now. You might be sitting down. You might be laying on a couch. Who knows? You might be sleeping and YouTube recommended this to you, in which case... good morning. But if you were to watch this again in 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, even 1 year, you will look back and realize that a lot of things have changed. You may not have noticed them when they happened, but you will look back and realize that they happened. Back in high school, I wrote a speech about this topic on a little 3x5 card, and I kept that 3x5 card in my wallet this whole time, up until today. And I was looking at that and I realized it's a pretty important message. Not many of us truly grasp that we will never be at this current place again, and we don't realize that things are always changing. And I think it's important to always remember that. And I'm going to go into why. Join me on a journey of me talking about this topic. All right. I should really invest in bug spray. Think back to last year. Think of all of the changes that have happened since then. You might have different friends now, and the friends that you did have, that you've kept, you have different relationships with them. They've progressed or regressed in one way or another, all of them. The things you enjoy doing on a day-to-day basis, they might be similar, but they are not the exact same. Maybe last year you went to a certain coffee shop, and this year you just don't go to it quite as much. Last year you enjoyed watching a certain thing, and this year you watch something else. These are all examples of just tiny changes that happen over time that you might not really notice, but when you look back, you realize that they have changed. And an interesting thing about this fact is that it comes to most people as a shock. Normally, they're surprised when they look back. They get a memory on social media or something of something that happened 2 years ago, and they are surprised that so much has changed. It also tends to be paired with being at a low point in life, but that kind of sucks. Bottom line is that most people aren't prepared for these changes. They don't expect them, and that's why they're shocked when they look back. Change of scenery, let's go. So because of the fact that changes come as a shock, because they weren't prepared for it, people see changes and this constant cycle of changes as a negative thing. People will often talk about how much life has changed or how many things have happened since a year ago or so, and it's normally in a negative light. She's gone, or the friend group split up, or we don't Minecraft doesn't hit like it used to. The economy got worse. All of this stuff. I am literally facing the sun. Let's change that. Changes occur entirely out of your control. There is nothing you can do to stop changes from happening. You might be able to, affect some of them or something like that. You do have a say in some stuff, but just the idea of life changing, you cannot stop that. No matter how structured your life is, no matter how stable you are, in a year, things will change, and you are going to miss some of them. You're going to be happy about some of the changes. You're going to be sad about some of the changes. And all of this seems a little depressing, the fact that we can't change any of this stuff, all of that. But it's important to remember that changes are totally neutral. Since most people don't expect changes and they're not prepared for them, they look back, see that things are different, and they see it as a negative thing. But if you keep in mind that changes will always happen, and if you expect them to happen, you will notice that they are positive and negative, and you can deal with them much more easily. So many people get stuck on the whole changes will always happen thing, and they feel like there's no control, which again is partially true. Changes will always happen out of your control. But what many seem to often forget is that there is one part of your life that you can always control and will always be there and will never change. It is yourself and how you react to these changes. No matter how bad something is, no matter how good something is, if something happens in your life, you will always have a choice to react to it in whatever way. Let's say someone in your family dies. That's a pretty bad thing, I'd say. You can go off and just lose your mind and kill yourself or something, I don't know. Or you could not do that. On a micro or macro scale, no matter what happens, you can react in a way that will either move your life forward, fulfill you, or will leave you feeling empty and just take you nowhere. I can feel a tick crawling on my calf right now. I don't know if I'm going to use any of this in the video, but might as well record it just so there's a chance. Some of the comments on my last video fall into the doomer category. A lot of them were pretty much saying that, yes, this generation is still sleeping, whatever, but it's all because of society, or it's all because bad things have happened. And that is true. Gen Z was kind of put in this position by outside forces. But how you react is the one thing you can control. And now Gen Z has to react. This means that we have control over what happens next. Nor do I think I'm being naive or just painfully optimistic or something. It's just a fact. It's like it's a law of nature. I'm not really just trying to sit here and say that everything will be good in the future. There's a very good chance it won't be, but I'm saying we have that choice. That choice has been placed into our lap, and a lot of doomers think that it's over and we just can't do anything about it, but that's not true. You will never be here again as a person. Gen Z will never be where it is right now again as a generation. Where you are right now, you will never be again. It might take some time to get out of it, but you'll look back and realize that it will never be like this again. That is true in your personal life, and that is also true for Gen Z as a generation. Bad things have happened. Bad things have happened in your life. Bad things have happened to the entire generation of Gen Z, but we do have the choice to react to it how we so please. So in conclusion, how you handle change is to first expect it and then accept it. That's kind of catchy, isn't it? It's also kind of cringe. I'm trying to say all of this without sounding like I'm in a Disney film, but it's true. When you can truly grasp that you will never be here again and things will always change, it will make every moment seem more important, and when those changes do come, you won't feel like it was a surprise and you won't feel like you missed anything. And also, always expecting changes to come will help you realize that a lot of them are positive and not worth grieving over. So then when changes do come, you won't be spending a debilitating amount of time missing what used to be. And it's important to always remember that in a world of constant changes that are out of your control, the one thing you can control is yourself and how you react. If you are still living, there's always more time, there's always something else to do, and it is absolutely your choice what you do. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.